Yes, I do. Okay, we are live.
Oh, yours is live already.
Because I just hit the button.
Because you just hit the button. Okay,
I hit the button.
cool.
We're gonna have
I'm
different
gonna hit the
timings on ours.
button. Well, we will definitely have different timings because we're both going live on
Yeah.
different ones. So that's going to be really interesting going
coming up?
live with both of us.
You come on. You want to be in the video?
Come on, B. Come on, B.
Do you want to go live?
She's like, you
On
people are
YouTube?
nuts. We're not doing this.
Come here.
Come here.
Do it. Ready?
Come on.
Ah,
you got it. Oh, you can't get away like that.
Hi, everybody. I'm Adele. Yes. Okay.
See, this is the bean. I travel with the bean. Anywhere around the world that I want to go. Yeah, money permitting, which is pretty much nowhere. So anyhow, shall we introduce ourselves?
Go for it.
Okay, so I am Josephine, and I don't have any of my books with me because I wasn't planning on doing this today, but that's cool. She's running away. So,
Two of them, anyways.
she's got two of them. Cool.
One of your author copies. But that's
So, dun, 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 dun. This is me. I am an independent writer on Amazon. That means I'm basically my own entrepreneur. I publish, I market, I write, and I do the whole thing by my lonesome with her help.
By your lonesome. Oh.
I know, but it's my business. I'm an entrepreneur, and that's what I do. I write books. I write clean, romantic comedies. So it is contemporary fluff for the average, wonderful woman who wants a little bit of romance in her life without the complications. So, my fictional boyfriends are like the bomb. Go pick them up. You can find them on Amazon underneath my name, Josephine Bean.
Oh.
Bean says they're awesome.
So if you would like to support Boston Terrier's snack pile and treats and
our traveling, journeys, because every single Timmy's all over the world should meet Bean.
and toys, then
Yes, she needs
then
points.
support
a
Boston Terrier.
fledgling writer on Amazon. And then we have our beautiful Tracy.
Oh, thanks. From just 2020. If you're following my channel, then this will be there. And
And if you're following my channel, go check her out.
yeah, and if you're following my channel, check her out. So just 2020, GYST 2020, because I'm hoping to get myself and helping you get yourself together by the year 2020. There are people who take just a every once in a while to get things straightened out, and I'm taking the whole year because I am that much of a mess. Yeah, and you can be too. No, I'm actually.
We're all hot messes, but we're pretending to get our stuff together. But she has real tips to do that.
So I do KonMari folding every Friday, which is the KonMari method by Marie Kondo, which is popular on Netflix. And during the week, I upload a video every day and share with you what I'm working on, decluttering my home and my life and those emotions that go with it. And also videos on figuring out your pathway to your career and your passion in life. So, which is why we're gonna work together, because you're following your passion
I'm
and
following
dreams.
my passion, chasing the dream.
And I help you by being a VEDA reader.
Yes.
And
She's a editor. She's a beta reader, editor, proofreader for me, which is helpful.
And I get a free book out of the deal. Or
Yes.
reading material. And that helps us on our way to following the life of our dreams, one day at a time. So we have some questions. I changed them up a little.
Oh no, you're springing new questions on me. Awesome.
Oh, you sprung them on me last time, but that wasn't. We tried to go live videoing yesterday, and it didn't work.
Very sad.
But we're trying again.
That's the process of life. You have tons of failures, you learn from them, and through your failures you find success.
So we're chasing the life of our dreams. We have decided we're really not there yet.
No, but we're
Not all
working
day
on it.
long.
We're on the right path. Yeah, on the right path. That's the important part. Knowing that you're on the right path.
And so,
And besides, I don't think it's the destination anyway. I think
No.
it's the journey to
Totally.
get there.
totally. So,
So if you're not enjoying your journey, you need to change something.
yeah, jump off that boat. That wagon.
Yeah.
Find anyone. Don't get hurt on the way off, but
Find a new way.
want to live a good life. All right, so it's a similar, but I'm not sure if I should do them in the same order.
You should have thought of this before we went live.
What is the life of your dreams, Josephine?
The goal, so to speak, is first of all having enough free time to enjoy doing what I want to do, obviously. I think that should be everybody's kind of goal, and trying to achieve that. I really enjoy the work that I'm doing right now, and I think the goal is basically to get to the point where I can be financially secure enough through my work and successful enough through my work as an author, as an independent author, to be able to travel and to be able to just enjoy life and slow down a little bit in the business, because right now I'm like working a lot of hours each week trying to get this going, get my hustle going.
I think as an entrepreneur, the first little while you're always going to be working really, really hard to get it all figured out and learning those things and
absolutely
implementing those new things and
again, you have to enjoy the journey, because if you're not enjoying the journey, you're just going to burn out and you're not going to do it after a while. And that's hugely important. So I want to continue to enjoy the journey, and I want to hopefully enjoy some success at it and get to the point again where I can be more financially secure, because I think that's the biggest hurdle more or less right now. But otherwise, I mean, I love what I do. I love the writing. I love the process, and I love being an entrepreneur. So this is kind of living or chasing that dream, right? Maybe someday when I retire at 65, I'll have like the huge house by the beach. But until we get there, we're just going to enjoy the process. She's laughing at my dog.
I kind of piled everything off the couch onto the chair, and she was
climbing the mountain. Yeah,
that's
my girl. That's my girl. So, what about you?
The life of my dreams. Well,
Yes.
let's kind of not stick it to the man, but
but it's nice being independent and being your own boss.
It is.
That independence is awesome, and I highly recommend it.
I think that it's a lot of work to get there and to do it, and there's a lot of fears and uncertainty, but actually making the choice to follow the life of my dreams, to every day say, this is what I want, not wake up every Monday dreading the whole week. And the life of your dreams is it's happening every day, and making it happen every day. So the life of my dreams is to be happy, to feel fulfilled, to have purpose, and to be living that purpose. Yeah. So I want to help other people, but obviously I need to get myself together right now as well. And so sharing what I'm doing as I go can make other people's journey easier. So giving support to other people and helping other people, I don't feel like I'm not there for everybody else that I want to be there for. So I can do my stuff and teach others. I like teaching. There's so many things that I like doing and that I'm learning. So it's nice to share that I'm making a difference in somebody else's life as I make a difference in mine. I've had somebody tell me, what did you do with my life? And I'm like, what? And he was like, no, she's doing this. She's working on this. She's making these great changes and these great strides and for happiness and a happier future. And
that's a good thing.
And they were so excited and happy that this,
this is providing a change and a positive one. And that's a powerful thing to realize that you can affect change in other people's lives and give them a positive one. I mean, I'm writing fluff, but at the same time, I'm giving out coaching tips and stuff like that, saying, okay, if you want to publish your own book, this is how I'm doing it, so I'll show you how. And for you, you're giving practical tips on how to improve a person's life in, 4 different areas?
Yeah, 4 basic areas. Your house, your life, your business, and in your emotional and mental, physical well-being. Mm-hmm. And so it seems like a lot of different topics, but they all play off of each other.
Yes.
When I have a messy house, it was because of my chronic pain and my emotional issues that I couldn't make those decisions on what to get rid of because I was too tired and my mind was just too busy on those emotions that I couldn't make the choices. I couldn't think it through. And then I couldn't, get up and move it out the door, or those things. So it all interacts with each other. And so all those people that are watching those clean up and be perfectly happily ever after, it doesn't work that way if you don't work on everything that has gotten you there, and all those emotions and different things that it's in your life. And if you have a clean house but a messy office, you're not going to get your work done well. Or if you have, great clean at the office but your house is a mess.
You're looking for more of a long-term solution.
Yeah.
With it, so you have to deal with everything.
And those habits have to change every day.
All right, what's your next question?
All right. So what is the feeling that goes with your life of your dreams? That feeling.
The feeling. It's having enthusiasm for what you do, which is great, because it's not like, oh man, I gotta drag myself off to work again today. You know how many people live for the weekend and then hate their Mondays? Well, I don't have that. I work part of my weekend because I'm hustling, but I don't have the Monday drag anymore because I'm my own boss. I got to stay on schedule. This is mine. I have ownership of it, and it's really awesome to be independent. I mean, obviously I am codependent on my readers to provide me with financials, but at the same time, it's really great just to be in charge of it, to be the entrepreneur. And the feeling is one of confidence. It's one of self-improvement. It's just feeling great about the decisions that I'm making, and the feedback that I've been getting is awesome. And so it makes me feel really good. And to me, this is an amazing fit and who I want to be and what I want to do. And so knowing that all of these, I want to say all of these past experiences that I have had have accumulated into this is just really good. And it makes me feel like I'm blessed to be able to do this in this day and age, because being a digital nomad is huge. We couldn't do that, 10 years ago, not very efficiently. And I think now is a great time to get into these types of careers and these experiences. So you?
The feelings of accomplishment, excitement, being at peace with what I'm doing, instead of always feel like I'm not doing enough. Now I'm actually, doing the idealist, I want to change the world. But,
you're changing your corner of the world one part at a time, right?
It's not like I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over for no results, or for no thanks. I feel like my voice is being heard,
which is awesome.
Or it's an opportunity to be heard, at least.
Yes. That's also another thing. Just feeling like you're being heard, because before, like, you're just a number to a company, right? And we both had company jobs, and you literally are just a number in the company. Yeah. I mean, yes, you get along with your fellow employees, and you enjoy your job as much as you can. You enjoy your people you work with as much as you can. But the truth is, you can always be replaced. In doing this, we are sharing our own unique experiences, and you're not replaceable, which is awesome.
You are actually feeling
like
you're
being heard.
To feel like you're actually participating in the world and life, and I wasn't feeling that way anymore. I wasn't living with the purpose. I was finding small ways that it worked, but it wasn't. It wasn't. At the end of the day, I was always left feeling that I should have done more, or I let people down, or it was just going nowhere, and I was just going backwards. And though I still have those moments, but it feels like I am actually making real changes towards the life that I want to have. And that's real, finally. Instead of, giving up on all the dreams and just saying, well, I'm kind of stuck. We'll sit in this rut till we're, 65 and hope we don't fall apart and can, blah, blah, blah. and just be negative and get in that negative loop. Now it's a positive. I'm making a choice. I'm making a difference.
Yes.
I have some control, but I have some happy, and some real, being real. All right, let's see. Describe the day where you felt you had made the right choice for you and following your dreams.
I think the day where I knew that it was all going to come together and that this was what I really wanted to do and that's what I'm going to chase. Basically, you feel kind of a little bit of a euphoria going, Eureka! I've got this.
Yeah.
This is what I want to be doing, and thinking this could really work. And I'm going to give it the best shot I've got and see what happens. And I think knowing that and knowing that this is my skill subset and this is something that I can be really enthusiastic about just made me excited. And when you have that feeling that you're really excited over doing something, then that's something that you should pursue.
Because this is really happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And for you?
I think it was that I could actually do this as, I was thinking about the KonMari method being one of those, what do you call it now?
It's
A
not
consultant.
Yeah, consultant.
And so I helped somebody, do their house, a room, set up a room when they moved. And we went through so much stuff. But we did the conversation as we went. And it made a huge difference and an impact on me and them. Because I was still learning as I went. And yeah, they were learning that they could let things go, and we were sharing how our issues were struggles, and it was that moment of I can do this for other people and for myself, and we can really make life easier and happier, and hold on to the good and let go of whatever was holding us back. And yeah, when her husband was like, what'd you do with my wife, because he listened in. And then a couple weeks later, he's like, I was kind of doing what you said. And like, I listened, and I was actually, talking to her that way. And she let go of like 3/4 of what she had, holding on to that she hadn't looked at for 20 years.
Sorry. I know the lady. Sorry.
I have those.
It's okay. We have those tendencies too because of how we grew up. And now I used to have a hoarding mentality. Now I've got like a minimalist mentality, which is very much different. So I've kind of gone from one extreme to the other. So that's probably not healthy either.
No, it's knowing what you really
What you
matters
really
in your
need.
life.
Yes, and what matters and what you can and can't live without. And also you mentioned too, having feedback.
Yes.
The positive feedback from these not yet clients, these practice on clients, right?
Yeah.
Was instrumental in making you going, okay, I'm making the right decision.
Yes.
And I had that too because I led some mentoring groups on how to publish while I was at a conference, WRTR, awesome. And and RTR as well. And when I did those mentoring sessions, a lot of people, like I not just like 2 or 3, it was like 4 or 5 people, and I only led like 4 sessions, came up to me and said, you should be coaching people on how to do this because you're just so enthusiastic about it, and this is, it's contagious. And I thought that's great, because if I'm that enthusiastic that I'm contagious about something,
Yes.
we're on the right track.
Because you're getting other people excited,
Yes,
and it works.
Yes, absolutely.
And you can't sell a product or live a life that you're not excited or happy about. And that was my problem. I wasn't excited and happy about life anymore.
If you're not happy and excited about life, something needs to change, because you've only got one life to live, and you've got like maybe, if you're lucky, 100 years on this earth. So you've already lived however many years. So what do you want to be doing for the rest of your years?
Yeah.
Right? Or do you want to be old sitting in the nursing home going, man, I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's not guaranteed that it's going to be right. It's not guaranteed that it's going to be what you're thinking it is. And it's not guaranteed that you're going to succeed at it. But at least you tried and you found out.
That's the thing. Instead of, being on your deathbed going, oh, I kind of wish I would have, tried to live a life instead of doing what everybody else wanted me to do or what everybody else says, or, and And so for me, when I've had feedback from, you know, messages of people watching the videos and people I know and people I don't know, and they're like saying how it impacted them and changed their life.
Yeah.
That they've done this, this, and this. And I'm like, that's the point of making these videos, is so people
the
can
real
implement
goal.
and try it out and see what works for them. Because not everything's going to work for you. Not everything works for me. That's why I'm just sharing what works. So maybe you can get to that step faster.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, maybe, you know, I wish I would have been at this point 20 years ago. You know?
Yes. There are days where I think back, I published my first book 10 years ago. Where would I be if I had actually kept at it and learned the marketing? Of course, then again, nobody knows marketing back then like they do now. But where would I be, right? You just don't know.
And so if I don't change and do this now, when am I going to?
10 years from now, you'll be like, oh, I wish I'd done it then.
Yeah.
So, no, that's awesome. So we've got our feelings down.
Okay.
Next
now here's the
question.
feelings.
Uh-oh.
How do you deal with people who don't understand your choices or your dream? I might have to close the blind.
She's gonna run
already
away.
washed out.
She's
Or
feeling
just
a
drink us
little. She's feeling like a white girl.
We'll just snuggle over.
Oh, you're gonna snuggle over? Well, the bean is right here.
Oh.
You wanna snuggle over on the bean?
Oh.
Oh.
I'll do this. I can do this a
It's
little.
okay. Come snuggle through the bean.
I can do this a little.
Oh, bean left. Oh, you little baby. I pushed her off the couch. Poor dear. Come back. Okay, so the question was, how do we deal with people who are not supportive of our choices?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's always going to be people who are critical. There's always going to be people who are like, you suck, or you shouldn't be doing that, or why don't you get a real job?
Yep.
And my response to them is, this is my life. This is what I choose to do. This is right for me, and I am doing my best. Well, I shouldn't actually say I'm doing my best, because sometimes I really do half wing it. I'm a what they affectionately call a pantser, I believe the term is.
Pantser?
Yes, you're pantsing it. We call it winging it
Oh.
in Canada. Like, we just, go
Flying
with
by
the
the
flow,
seat
get
of
it
your
done.
pants?
You fly by the seat of your pants.
Oh,
You wing it. So I'm really one of those, and I'm also a very impatient person. So
Yes.
I'm not necessarily doing my best. I will say that. But I am enjoying the process, and I always look at them and go, you know what? I could pick on a million things. It's easy to be critical.
Mhm.
It is so easy to be critical of other people. And the truth is, unless you're like a really close friend or a really close relative, I'm not going to pay much attention to what you're saying when it comes to criticizing me. I'm going to be like, this is my choice, this is my life. And when it is my close friends and close relatives and people who put up with me, and they're saying this, and I'm going to look at them and go, well, we'll see how it goes. And they'll look at me and be like, what? And be like, we'll see how it goes. They can't really say much when you say things like that. They're just kind of like, you should get a real job. And it's like, I have a real job. I work 50 hours a week. I'm not getting paid for it.
Well,
not
you
all
are
my
now.
hours, but
I don't know.
some of my hours are getting paid for it. Like, what are you up to lately? And they'll be like, well, I work. And I'm like, yeah, and you hate your job, don't you? And they're like, well, yeah, because you were complaining to me the other day how much you hated your boss, or how many hours you're working and how tired you were because, you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that. And the one I especially adore because he's a farmer. And I always look at him and go, yeah, but is your farm paying for itself yet? Because you're still working off the farm, but you're pursuing your dream. That's your hustle. That's your hustle. This is my hustle. This is my dream. And yeah, I don't have a job with it at the moment. Maybe I might have to get one if sales don't pick up.
That'd be a problem.
But, I do have sales. It's slow. We're starting. It's early days. They are paying some of my bills, which is awesome. I've turned a profit.
Yes.
A lot of authors never get that far.
That's huge.
So for me, I look at him and all the other doubters, and I look at them and go, that's cool. I'll let you know when I get a job. And then, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, when I'm signing my books at the book fair and I've got my name on the New York bestseller list, goals, people, goals.
You say you have
I'll
a
be
career.
like, and I'd
like to acknowledge all the people who doubted me and thank them for the motivation they gave me to strive to get this far. And it'll be like my acceptance speech. And it'll be great. So you know what? People are going to doubt you. People are going to criticize you. People are going to say, you suck. And I'll look at them and go, I'm just not for you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Go find somebody else that is totally for you. That's just the way it is. And if you're really my friend, and if you're really my family, and you really love me, you'll just go, she's a little whack, but we love her anyway. And that's it. There's nothing else you can do with it, right? It's just like, why did you get a job? Yeah, but you love me anyway. Give them a hug and walk off, and they'll be totally confused.
Yeah, I
It's
did that.
great.
I did that. They fired me. Yeah.
You know?
After 23 years, we had enough of it. Yeah, yeah.
They can't fight you when you're hugging them. Give them a hug, and they'll be like, "What is wrong with her?"
Yeah, we're not huggy people usually, so
We
that
don't
totally.
hug. So that really gets them off kilter when you're like, "Hugs, love you. Maybe I'll get a job soon." We'll see. Have I asked you for a loan yet? That's a really good one. So when they go, you should get a real job? Have I asked you for a loan yet? Well, no. Well, then I must be okay. So those are my responses. Steal them, plagiarize them, enjoy them. I fully give you permission on that score, you know, and just run with it and go, this is my dream. Why don't you go follow yours?
Well, that's the biggest thing, because that person that said it to you is following their dream.
Either they're following their dream or they're not following their dream and they want to drag you down to their misery.
Yeah.
And more than likely, the sad part is it's usually number two. And they don't really necessarily realize that they're miserable. It's just that this is the way that things have always been done.
So therefore, why aren't you doing
So
it that
therefore,
way?
yeah, why aren't you conforming?
Yeah.
Sad but true. Did you want to add anything to that? Because I think I covered that pretty well.
Pretty close. I mean, it's either that they're.
You can go home and cry, but what's the use? Don't make them make you feel bad.
Well, I kind of did it, but it took a couple of days, and then I had some really good feedback from people, and that really bolstered me to say, this is what I'm doing and what I want and how things are gonna go, and we're gonna try and give this a real try. And so, you know, I could totally screw up miserably, and I kind of already have some days, you know, some things, but
Each day's a new day. You get up and you pick yourself up and you try again.
I realized that, you know, people who say that to me are worried about what I'm doing. You know,
They do love you.
You know, I'm either, you know, on the internet and they're worried about me, you know, you make videos and you want to make money off of them, but not that kind.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, and my books aren't those types of books. You know, no. Clean baby. Like PG-13 or less.
But, you know, they'd be like,
Major
well,
PG.
you couldn't get a real job? And it's like, well, getting a job doesn't necessarily mean you're secure anymore.
No.
And so it doesn't mean what it used to mean.
No, it doesn't.
And I'll just, like, having a job for 23 years didn't mean that I couldn't get fired or that I really had any more say than I did the first year that I was there. You know, or didn't have, you know, the same drama that I did, you know, on and off. You know, got away from it for 5 years and it came back, and one day, and, you know, like, were we back like 10, 15 years ago? Like, back in grade 3? Yeah.
Grade 9.
Oh, drama. Yeah.
Jeez,
So
drama
for
behind.
me, it was okay. They're coming from a place where
The
they
only
don't
drama
understand.
I want is in my books.
Yes, good job. But they're worried about me and worried about what I was doing, and that's
know
okay.
That's where it's coming from. You know, that they do love you, and that is where it's coming from. So that does make it okay.
And you know, they didn't do it in a nice way, which that's what shocked me. But they also, after the conversation, said that they didn't understand some of the issues that I was facing that made this more of a logical choice than what I had been doing before the 7 till 3 job. You know, the shift work or anything. You know, they didn't understand a lot of the extenuating circumstances and health issues that brought me here. So, you know, having them apologize and say, you know, sorry, I didn't realize that, you know, kind of made it a little bit better. But it was a big deal to realized that they have no idea about this type of work.
Yeah.
And they are not my ideal audience.
Exactly.
That was the biggest thing. You know, they could probably learn a few things from what I'm showing and what I'm sharing, but I'm not sharing information that is what their dream goal is or their everyday life.
Exactly. And you just have to realize that you're not going to be everybody's peach. You're not going to be what everybody wants. And that's fine. That's what makes up the world. Everybody's very diverse and everybody's very different.
Yeah. And so, you know, once I started looking at my analytics, I'm like, well, they're not on there. So that's why they don't understand and why they don't have interest or don't get it.
They're not your target market.
Yeah. And
as
so
much as you love them,
they're not buying what I'm selling.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we have so much in common everywhere else. And then there's some stuff
that's
will.
great. But just not in this area.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
And then I feel like I might go up to them someday and discuss it, that say, you know, I didn't put down your dreams and your ideas, that when you discussed them with me before, and even when they were, you know, failing or not working, and then now that it's doing better, you know, I didn't put you down or hurt your feelings or be hurtful at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And make fun of your ideas. I may have cautioned you and said, you know, are you sure that's the best? Are you sure that's safe? Have you thought it through? Because I really want to help lead them to the right answers for them. But they didn't do that for me. They just kind of went, well, I kind of think you're an idiot. Like, have you seen yourself? Like, really? And I went, yeah, I'm starting something brand new. Of course I'm going to look like a who knows what, right? You know, when the first time you walked, did you walk perfectly? Didn't work? Oh, you sat down and said, that's it, I'm done? No, you learned how to walk. And everybody went, yay! You know, now it just doesn't work that way now for us. You know, until you're like, you know, running the champion race or something. You know, so when you sell your 1 million copies, then they'll be like, oh, hey, I knew you always had it in you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that's when they'll expect it. And then it'll just be like, whatever. It's all cool. It's all cool. It's having that knowledge inside yourself that, hey, you know what? As much as I enjoy you as a friend, I'm not going to change your opinion of me until I've succeeded or failed. And you know what? Maybe when I totally bomb, you can tell me I told you so. But in the meanwhile, whatever. I'm living the dream. And I'm learning something. And the skills that we're encompassing and we are gathering will bring to the next journey if that's what it's meant to be. But in the meanwhile, let's enjoy this journey.
Well, let's give it a good go and a real try.
Mm-hmm.
And learn what we can from it.
And one of the best things you can do is get cheerleaders.
Yeah, cheerleaders.
So these are people in your life who are like, go for it. I think you're going to be awesome. You know,
not staring you down the, you know, path to being, you know, self-destruction.
No.
But be realizing, saying, you know, I think you have it in you.
Cheerleaders,
This is what you really want.
Yeah, who can say realistically, yeah, I think you should do this, and you know, they're in your corner, and that's also a very good feeling.
Because in your life, you really want people who are cheerleaders.
Poor dear.
Wow.
What's
like
your
sunshine? But I do like cheerleaders, and it's not like, you know, they're just cheering for you mindlessly. They're actually saying, you know, go for what you want. Figure out what it is that's really working or going to happen for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, give it a try. I think I don't understand it all, but I think you can cheer each other on and want each other to be the best version of themselves. That's my biggest thing. You know, I know you always wanted to do this. You know, I think high school both said, we're out of here. Leave the country, head warm, you know.
And yet we stuck around. Like, what was up with that? Should have left after high school. Oh well.
But, you know, so it's something of traveling the dreams, you know. I mean, you said Italy and Spain and...
Oh yeah, I want to do Europe.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet, but maybe someday.
And birds are laughing at you.
Yeah, they're laughing at me. Probably never happened, but whatever.
But I wanted to go to
Nice.
UCLA
Give it a try.
in high school. I was like, I want to go to UCLA. Like, I'm gone, you know. And so that says something that
The
If-
want to travel is there. The want for a different lifestyle is there. And so it's just to realize it.
and to make it happen. And so to cheerleader on and say, be the best version of you. And the best version of you is writing, doing what you love, being in the sunshine and warm and not sore.
Yes.
And
yes.
and finding that independence and that fun that you wanted to do. Because all these other things that you try and it doesn't necessarily work, there's a reason.
Oh yeah, there's always a reason for things to happen or not happen.
And so this is actually working really well for you.
It's
I
working
think-
great. As long as we can get the sales up, it's gonna work awesome. So we're working on that, and that's part of the marketing, things. I'm like a baby in this field right now. So I'm working on taking crawling and creeping, and eventually soon I'm gonna stand up and take baby steps, and then I'll be running with this thing. We're not gonna turn into a pro athlete day one, but considering the fact that I've only been working this position for 4 months and I'm turning a profit when most businesses never turn a profit in their first year, and
Yes.
most businesses fail their first year, I think that's pretty awesome. So obviously there is some plan of success going on, and we're working it, and I'm going to be able to share that with my fabulous viewers. And I think eventually, once you get the ability to monetize what you're doing,
Yeah.
because you are way ahead of me when it comes to followers and things like that. So when it comes to that,
But you're way ahead of making money.
yeah,
so-
I know.
Thank you to
But-
my
but-
100 subscribers and counting, actually 114 today.
But
And you have made over $500. 170 you've made.
oh,
like
we're
7
not
months?
gonna disclose that stuff. But let's put it this way: one month I paid my car payments, my home payments, and a couple other things, and I did my covers too. So
So you're making it. pay
so
for
I
itself.
am slowly making it pay my bills. It's not there
Not all of them.
yet,
It's not. Yeah.
but who knows? Maybe by the end of the year, right? And then maybe next year I'll be like savings account, and you just go from there. It's slow, but it's working. And like I said, eventually once we get onto how to monetize what you're doing, then hopefully you'll be making a living off of this as well, which will be very helpful.
Well, it's a question of which. Yeah. Do I want to be a consultant or do I want to be? It's still a questionable pathway exactly, or do I want to be just a great YouTuber? And all the extras that go with it. So yeah, it's or do I want to do more of the editing for other people, or there's so many skills
Yeah, because
and multi-passion that
you're in a multi-passion yet. You still have to figure out what you want to do and what's going to work for you.
So I could have different streams of income and do different things each day.
Yes.
Or a little bit of everything each day for myself or different people, or there's different opportunities. I might even write my own book.
Could happen. It could happen.
Or 5.
Well, you've got a merry band of followers who might take you up on that. So anyway, next question. Or are
I
we
think that
finished?
probably
That
should
pretty much
be-
encompassed what we were doing, was it?
Yeah, I think that should wrap this up, because otherwise
Yeah.
people are going to be falling asleep and wondering
What's going on? Why we're doing this?
and maybe
So-
we should turn this into like 5 minutes.
It was kind of a get to know us sort of video, and we're also going to be collaborating in the future on social media stuff, because she knows more about certain aspects of social media and I know more about other aspects of social
Yes.
media, and how to build up followers, how to do things like not get all sunshiny. And we're starting, and we're happily going to be giving tips out for what we've found has been successful, and we're going to tell you what we've found to be failures. I'm not saying that it will be a failure for you, but it's just something to look into one way or the other.
Or to be knowledgeable that that
those
option
options
of
exist.
of good and bad, because
Yes.
not everything works for everybody in systems.
And so it's going to be fun, because like I said, she knows more about more about Instagram. We both know some Facebook. I know more about Facebook
You know more about
ads
Facebook groups and
and
ads.
groups and stuff like that. We're going to talk about YouTube, which you know more about than I do.
Yeah, we just did a bunch of upgrading on your channel.
Yep. So my channel looks more professional now, which is awesome. I know more about newsletter mailing lists, so
Okay.
we're going to go into that.
Because if all these social platforms shut down,
Well,
how are you going to keep in touch with your peoples?
That's always the thing. When you have an email subscriber list, those email addresses are yours. So you always have that in your back pocket, those potential customers. And so like if tomorrow your Facebook account, which is what you mainly go off of, is deleted for some reason, or your YouTube account is deleted, or like me, I get kicked off of Amazon because I get put in Amazon jail because I did something wrong, or somebody thinks I did something wrong and reports me.
Yeah.
Then you've got those subscribers, or you've got your domain name, and you can continue to contact those people. So it's always is good to have an email list. And some people say, "Oh, that's old school, whatever." But
to me, invented again.
it's a
Pardon me.
proven tactic. Oh, I think you also need to do the middle one there, girl. Yeah.
I don't usually video at this time of day.
Yeah, so this is kind of why we're having the problem. We're videoing
Or
at the wrong
this
time of
room.
day and in the wrong room, and we're just having fun.
It's all working.
So I hope
Learning. And see, that's the biggest thing. You gotta learn these things. That's a little
I
bit.
hope that you enjoyed our video, even though Tracy left
Super
for
long.
most of it, and it's
Most of it.
super long. But maybe you picked up some sort of, epiphany, some sort of clue, something helpful, and then you can
Hashtag VEDA.
hashtag VEDA, yes.
Vlogging every day in April is learning about vlogging and learning about new things. So you're
see
here.
how this bad video, which the dog doesn't like, will be a good video by the time we get to the end of the month because we'll have more practice at it. And going from there, because the dog sees somebody, bing, she's not gonna listen to me. No.
But being an entrepreneur means that you put yourself out there in your best way. You're gonna learn and you're gonna prepare,
Improve.
but you don't have to be perfect because entrepreneurs, you still gotta make money along the way, and you still gotta grow your business along the way. You're not that Fortune 500 company day one.
No. So in the meanwhile, enjoy the hustle. Subscribe, like, go visit each other's channels.
Just 2020, Josephine Wagner.
Yes, and we will see you later.
Have a great day.
Who's gonna run first for the camera?
Mine's longest, but yours is the closest.
Where's the end? It used to be up here.
X.
I don't know.
There you go.
You sure you want to stop streaming?
Yeah.
No.
I'm pretty sure people are like,
It's the
we're done.
24/7 Josie and Tracy show.
Hey!
Never put us down. It's gonna be like reality TV Truman moment. Oh, Truman's old. Will the younger ones actually get the reference? Not like Harry Truman, like the Truman Show.
Yeah, that
They
was
probably
interesting.
won't. All right.
I thought of putting them in the video camera in the barn and like having all the little baby goats bouncing around and
They would
Beanie the
love
dog
that.
bouncing around
They
and
would love that. Unfortunately,